Hey everybody, it is Kim from CouchPotatoCamping.com. I want to give you a tour of our 2021 Intech Sol Horizon. We've had it for quite a while. We have traveled the country in it. Want to show you what it looks like inside as well as outside, and hope you enjoy this tour. Alright, so let's start with the door to the Sol Horizon. You can see we have a touch keypad. This is not standard with the Horizon. We do have a video of how we installed this RV lock. We highly suggest it, and it is super easy to use. We use it because one time we did get locked out of another trailer that we have, and it's like if you accidentally keep the keys inside, they say that you can't get locked out if you have the keys, or if you haven't like locked it with the keys. There's been multiple reports of people getting locked out. So you just want to be safe, put on a keyless entry pad. We love that there is a window on the door. Really love this because it adds more light inside. Not all trailers have windows on the doors. We'll open it up. And then one of the things that I love about this door is that it closes with a magnetic latch. You don't have to have like a hook that you're putting, you know, a connection to keep it open. It's just magnetic, and I'll show you. It's right there. Magnets there. Super easy. And then we also do love that there is a shade on this window. Again, not all trailers think that through, and if there's a window on the door, they might not have a shade, which is a privacy issue. I can barely reach it, but there you go. It's more of a blackout shade rather than just, you know, one of the privacy shades. It does keep out light pretty well. And then obviously you have the screen door that you can use when you detach it from that door. This would be the way that you open it up. I wish it was a bigger handle, honestly, but that's the way that it works. And then you would just pass that through. We like to pass through food and drinks when somebody's cooking outside. It's a nice pass through, but in all honesty, you would push that back. And in order to get the whole door system to work, you just kind of pop that on. It really is like super easy, super easy. Okay, so also we want to mention the stabilizing jacks. These are not leveling jacks, but they are stabilizing jacks. We do have a video of how to set up an Intech Sol Horizon and show how we get those down with a power tool. So you'll want to see that. We'll put a link to that in the description below. And then I'll open the door back up again. I want to mention the awning. We're going to show this in just a minute, but this awning we absolutely love. It is huge. It comes out really far. This is one of our favorite things about the Sol Horizon, so we'll show that in just a moment. Also underneath the awning is going to be an outdoor light. That is nice to have as well, especially if you're like under the awning, you've got the light on, you've got your lawn chairs, and you're just enjoying a drink at night, or you got a campfire nearby. Just makes it almost like a second room and really opens up the space because it is a small trailer, but by putting that awning out, it really does feel like there's two rooms. Alright, so we have the awning extended. It's not even fully extended, and that's what I love, is that it is adjustable depending on how much space you have. One of the other things that we love is that it is not white underneath. It does have a color, kind of like a blue stripe, which helps a lot as far as, you know, if it was to get dirty or not, it just looks a little bit better. It's super easy to set up. We do have an Intech Sol Horizon setup video, and we show you how to do that in that video. We'll point out that there are two 110 volts right here. Again, this is great like if you have fans that you want to hook up. A lot of times we're just charging our phones out here. If you have lamps, you know, whatever it is. Again, just makes it more like an outdoor living room with that option. going over here is where you are going to have your outdoor hose. So pull that out. All honesty, we've never used it. I know some people use them a lot, especially if you have pets or kids or going to the beach. We haven't used it. And then over here is going to be the outdoor kitchen. Let me open this up. Okay, and so I'll show you, to get this out, you're gonna just push that little red tab down and it slides out. So the configuration that we have is a griddle and then the Dinette cooler. If you are buying new, or maybe if you're buying a used Horizon, you might not get both of these things. I know that these are optionals, so you could add them on, you could not. In all honesty, we bought ours used. It came with the griddle. We bought the Dinette cooler separately online. We also have another video showing how great this cooler is and how much you can fit in there. We highly, highly, highly recommend this cooler. We use it as a freezer and use the refrigerator inside solely as a refrigerator. Let me undo this strap. You do want to keep it strapped down. Unstrap that, and then all you need to do is just lift that. There is a ton of storage in there. You don't have to use it just as a freezer. You can use it as a refrigerator. It can't be a combo, so you can't have like a fridge and freezer set up in there at once. But like I said, we love putting frozen foods in here and then only using the refrigerator portion inside. You can set it to whatever temperature you want. So yeah, we highly suggest using this. You've got the griddle. In all honesty, we don't use the griddle. We like a grill instead. There's people that love it. And as I said, we've bought it used, so they did use the griddle. You've got some storage under here, which is nice. You could put all kind. I mean, my arm like goes all the way back in there, so that is quite an amount of storage. Then there is going to be like a flat surface up here, so if you want to be putting some food prep while you're there. You've got kind of like this canister in here. You can put utensils, spatula, whatever you'd like. Now, if you do not want this setup, if it doesn't work for you, you can just have this as extra storage space. So it's really however you want to use the space, because it is quite a large amount of space. I do have to say we've enjoyed using the outdoor kitchen. Didn't think we were going to like it as much, or that we wanted it as much as we've used it. I think it's mainly because we just love this freezer. It's a game changer in all honesty. And then to put it back, you would just push that red button down. Well, you would strap this back up first. And then you would press this red button down until it goes in, and it's secure. So I do want to point out the propane quick connect valve right here. And to use the griddle with this, you would just take off this cover, and then when you have the griddle out, you're going to put the propane quick connect into the valve. Do not turn the propane on until this is in the valve, and then to turn it on, you're going to pull it forward and up. Alright, so now back here we do have a hitch. The hitch is only rated for about 100 pounds, so you could put a bike rack there. On top of the Horizon, we installed a MaxxAir vent cover. We also do have another video of that easy installation, so we'll put that in the description below, but we have that so that we can keep the RV ventilated and a little bit cooler throughout the year and in storage. Alright, so on this side, you're going to have a lot of stuff going on this side of the Horizon. I want to show you the dedicated storage area. So this might be your only storage if you do have the outdoor kitchen. And it is quite big. We find it really sufficient. This is called the garage or the basement, depending on who you're talking to. We've fit a lot of stuff in here. If you're using some plastic storage containers, it makes it way easier. That way you can put stuff all the way in the back and kind of pull out the containers. What we've found is you wouldn't necessarily want to just put stuff inside, like little stuff, and then try to figure out how to get it out later, because you do have to kind of dig in there. It's quite a deep space. Like I said, we found it completely sufficient for what we needed. We find that it's big enough. So this is going to be your water heater right here. Then this is going to be your water connection. This is the city water intake that is set up right now. If you want to be just filling the freshwater tank, you would do that right in there. I'll also mention again, we do have a setup video specifically for a Horizon in which we show how we connected the water and all these attachments that we use and why. So that will be linked below. This is where you are going to have your cable hookup. If you are going to an RV park and they offer cable, you might want to take them up on it, and this is where you're going to be putting that connection. And then if you want solar, this is going to be your solar connection right there. And this is your electric connection right beside. So you got a lot of stuff going on over here. When you're backing up into a site, you always want to make sure that all of this is near the pedestal so that you're close enough to get all that. And then coming around, these two vents are going to be for the refrigerator. This is going to be the heater vent exhaust right here. And then this is the black and gray tank dump. The black and the gray tanks are combined on a Sol Horizon. So this is where all the magic happens right there. And then right beside it, you are going to have your sewer hose storage right here. Coming around, this is going to be your battery vent. I'm going to move around to the front to the tongue, and then behind the Sol panel, there's going to be two 20-pound propane tanks. All right, so this is kind of the showpiece of a Sol Horizon. One of the big reasons why people love these RVs, us included. You have this huge window. It's made out of automotive glass. So a lot of people see the window here and worry about chips and dings while you're driving down the road. In all honesty, we were concerned as well. But what one of the great things is that A, it's automotive glass. So it's no different than the vehicles that you're driving. And B, it comes with a cover. So there is a channel up here. You can't really even see it. And then if you can see these snaps along the way. So it is a really thick protective cover that you just slide through that channel and then you snap it down, and that is how you will be driving with it. So even at nighttime, it's surprising that you can have all the lights on inside and still not see from outside. We'll insert some footage about what that looks like, and it's just really surprising. So don't be worried about being on display having a window this big. So now that we've seen the outside, come on inside and we'll show you the interior of our Sol Horizon. So we will start over here in the dinette area, which is really one of the huge selling points of the Sol Horizon and why everybody loves it. So as you can see, you've got the huge window. It is tinted, so it really does keep the heat out. Like we were out west in Utah where it was like super hot, And it didn't ever really get too hot here by the window. So that's a wonderful feature of it. And then for nighttime, if you want to block that view, you do have a roll down shade. That rolls right up. And then I'll talk about the dinette itself. Right now, we find it really, really comfortable. The cushions are really comfortable. There's lots of room. Generally, like eating at the table, we've eaten on either side and you have all the room in between, so you could fit 3 or 4 adults here. You really can fit at least 4 people in here. The table, we love the table that it spins around. Like, this is game changer. If this table was stationary, I think it would be pretty hard to get in and move around as an adult. But because it'll go like this, you can spin it like this. I mean, it just completely spins around. So when you get up, like for me to get into the dinette, if it's like this, I would have to be pretty much scooching in if I didn't turn it. But what we do is just simply turn it like this and scooch in. And then once inside, then you turn it to the way that you want it to be. So it's also easy to remove the table. You can remove the table because you want to make the dinette a bed, or sometimes we've just removed it because we want more space. And when you do remove the tabletop, it just creates like this living room environment over here, which really opens up the trailer. It really does. So you can see how easy it was. I just popped that off. And then it can go in the cabinets above, but for right now, I'm just going to put this over here and show you. And you just lift it up. So there is like this connection in there. You just put that into the reciprocal on the floor, you spin, and it's done. So that is super easy, but as you can see, like now it really opens up the space a lot. Generally we do keep the table up, but every now and then it is nice to just have all of that open space, and makes it feel bigger. So you can see I do have a camping kind of stool ottoman. I do need to use that because the cushions are so big and it is so deep that my feet do not go to the floor. I am 5'3", and so that just kind of makes it a little bit more comfortable for me to sit over here. Alright, so this is me sitting on the ottoman. Again, I'm short. I kind of need some help with my feet because I'll move our pillows that we have. Like for me to sit, I'll only move the ottoman. For me to sit back, you can see my feet do not touch. So for short people, you need an ottoman. If you are tall, don't worry because you're going to have enough space. You're not going to be all scrunched up. Now I'll show you the storage overhead. One of the reasons we love the Sol Horizon is because of the modern Euro decor. Love this high gloss white cabinets. Really love them. So on this side, it is one connected panel. And that is because this is the dedicated storage area for the insert for the dinette to make it a bed. There is like a little lip in here to keep it from moving around. And that just lifts out. And then you can see there's like tabs on the side. That will go in this area right here, and then it becomes a bed. Now the bed size is kind of about a twin to about a twin extra large if you take off the surrounding cushions. A little bit between like a twin and a full as far as width. We do have a whole blog post description of like really exact measurements of all of these things, and I'll put that link below just so you know. But it does easily fit an adult or 2 small kids. So then you have all this storage. So let me stand up. Because you need to see, this is my arm going all the way back in. Like, it gets more narrow as it goes towards the front, but there's a lot of stuff back here. You could squeeze in some blankets, some jackets, you know, stuff that you might not use a lot. Put that back in there. It's really deep. All right, I'll show you how you can turn the dinette into another bed. So this is going to be the piece that is going to go in. You just really need to just kind of pick this up a little bit, and they are Velcroed down. There are tabs that just rest underneath those seat cushions. And I'll pick that Velcro up, stick that in there, kind of make sure all the cushions are tight. And it literally is as easy as that. That is the dinette bed. Alright, so for even more room on this bed, we suggest taking these cushions off. Those really give you a lot more extra shoulder room for adults. And all of these come off all the way around. This one's Velcroed on. And then you could just kind of like pile these up in the kitchen area while you're sleeping. Okay, so there is extra storage underneath the dinette. Now, on this side by the door, you can take off these cushions, which, as you can hear, are Velcroed on. Take off this one as well. You're going to want to take off the seat cushion, which is Velcroed on. Trying to be careful and do it slowly. And then there is this hatch that is under here. So if you pick up this hatch, you can see there is quite a lot of storage under there. It's pretty deep, it's pretty tall. We put food and extra supplies in here, extra drinks and stuff. When we did 30 days, this is where we had our extra food supply. You could put shoes, you could put whatever you want under here. Now you're probably asking, on the other side, do you have the same amount of storage? No, you don't. There would be the same compartment, but the battery is housed over there. So we wouldn't suggest using that as storage. This one is dedicated with lots of room right here. Then you also have this cabinet over here, which opens and it goes just as far back. A lot of storage. So, and I do have a video of storage solutions for all of these cabinets that I'll link to below and what we use. This is not exactly the stuff that we use on a normal basis. That's what's in there now. Now, while I have the cabinets open, you can see the over dinette lights. We actually really like using these a lot. It's a nice light that doesn't totally light up the entire trailer, but like at night it's just a good light to be reading by or just watching TV with. And then over here we do have other lights. These are on both sides. I'll turn that off. So these we have found that we like more than we thought. So if you just click it once, it's going to be a blue light, which is surprisingly really nice. Didn't think we were gonna like that as much. And then if you hold it down a few seconds, it turns into a normal light. So you can use it in any way, and then you just touch it again for it to come off. But we have really liked the placement of these lights and using those. They honestly give a lot of lighting instead of having to use the overhead lights, which there's plentiful overhead lights as well. And then this is one of the speakers over here. Again, also going to be found on the other side as well. So coming over here and talking about lights, you might be able to see this blue hue. Let me remove some of our storage compartments. But you do have accent lights in your storage cubbies, and those are blue. Those are blue only. You can't get them to be that yellow white color. But again, it's one of those things that we didn't know we were going to like it as much as we do, and we honestly use those blue accent lights way more than we use kind of the main cabin lighting. It's just really nice. And then while you're looking at these shelf systems, this is a decent amount of storage. Now, we have a 2021 Sol Horizon. In earlier models, like the 19, they don't have the bungee cords. These are a new addition to some of the newer models. We really like it with the bungee cords. You'd be fine without them if you were buying used. But you could put, you know, whatever you want up there. What we have found are these storage baskets fit really nice. These are from Target. Again, I have these in a video that I did of what we use. I love it because it's kind of just blends in up there. And then we just have some decorative decor, some fake plants to put up there as well. But they actually store a lot of stuff. We store electronics up there and all kinds of gadgets. Okay, so on the windows, you have some blinds that go from privacy blinds to blackout blinds. So if you pull it down, there is the privacy blind. Pull this part down, and it goes to blackout blinds. I wouldn't say they're completely blackout in my mind, but that's what it is. I just have a word of warning. A lot of times these are just finicky, but that's any RV, just using those type of blinds. These windows across from the dinette do open. We love getting that cross breeze in. And then there's a couple other windows that will open as well. Coming over here on this side, you're going to have two 110 electrical plugs. And then there's going to be a 12 volt, and there's going to be two USB plugs. Cannot say enough how much we appreciate Intech Sol Horizon using USBs all throughout the trailer. I mean, really enjoy that. Underneath is going to be your fuse box area. I will show what that looks like. And then over here, this is your battery disconnect. So down here, this is going to be your heater. Works on propane. We've actually been very happy with this heater because it's not as loud as it has been in another RV that we had. And it works quite good. Above that is going to be a drawer. Decent amount of space right there. Usually we use this for just kind of like manuals, DVDs. Obviously we have toilet paper in here. This is kind of our catch-all drawer. Other people obviously would use it in different ways. And then let me show you the refrigerator. This is going to be a Dometic 3-way refrigerator. It's on electric right now. The way that you would use it is obviously if you press this, it would be on and off. It's lit up right now on electric, so that shows that we are using it on electric. You would then have propane, then you would have battery power. You can do the different temperatures. I would say that all the way up is pretty cold. It'll like freeze stuff in there. So I'll open up the refrigerator. Now we have it configured the way that it comes. This is the freezer in here, and you pull that down, and it's a tiny freezer. I mean, you can get an ice cube tray in there, maybe a couple frozen meals. You're not putting a ton of stuff in there, but it is decent depending on how long you're going to be traveling. And it's actually quite cold in there right now. And then you'll have the rest of the refrigerator like this. There's actually a plastic bin that it comes with. We removed the bin so it would be easier storage, so your system might look a little bit different than what ours looks like right now. And this lifts up when that bin is in there. And then I really like the storage on the sides. We like cold water, and trying to find a water filter that would work in here with the space that there is was quite hard. So yeah, that won't even fit in there. So this is a 0 water one, and it fits just perfectly in there, like just in there. I can leave a description or a link to that one in the description because we searched high and low for a good water pitcher to use in there. What I will say about the refrigerator is that when you do have the freezer on and you're trying to keep it cold enough to have that freezer working, that a lot of this gets really cold as well. It's just the way that it is. So we have removed this freezer removes, and generally we travel with this removed and the whole thing is a refrigerator. And then I need to put the temperature kind of like in the middle. I wouldn't put it all the way towards the top because it gets too cold. And what we have found is even when this freezer is removed, the stuff on the top freezes. So like if I have produce up here, it will have ice crystals on it. So just keep that in mind. What you want the absolute coldest, regardless of whether the freezer is in or not, should be on top. And then you have to adjust the temperature settings depending on how packed the refrigerator is, what altitude you were camping at, all kinds of different variables. Above the refrigerator, this is going to be like the entertainment system. You do have a DVD player in here. There is the radio. You can input with a USB right there. And then to the right is going to be your control center for the Sol Horizon. So you see the water pump right here. These are just easy flip switches. Tank heater, water heater with gas if you want it to be really quick. Otherwise, water heater with electric. A quick tip is that you can actually put gas and electric on at the same time, and that'll get your water heated super quick. You wouldn't want to do that all the time, but if you need hot water like instantly, that works. And then you'll have your tank levels. So this is battery right there. Then you have your fresh water beside, and then the black and the gray are combined. So you're only going to have one button for that, and that is going to be the black tank. As with all RVs, take this with a grain of salt. They're not completely 100% accurate, but they do give you an idea of generally what you're working with. Above those two is going to be kind of like this surface area. We just put keys and sunglasses and things like that up here. Not too much space. And then there is the microwave, and I'll show that. Do you have to say, okay, like it's a little bit off base. As a short person, I honestly can't see how to put that back in there, but as far as using it, I can reach the buttons fine and get the food in and out fine. So it works really well. We find it pretty spacious and big enough for cooking what we need. So the interior lighting we are really happy with. There is a lot of ceiling lights. They are LEDs. The interior is really light and bright. It's not dark, so we're really happy with that. And then we have the air conditioning up here. They do have adjustable kind of vents so you can angle where it is going. There is also a quick cool down that you can do. And yeah, works great. So above the door we have both a smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. And then right beside the door is going to be the fire extinguisher. Always important to have that in your RV and to know how to use it. And then on this panel, you're going to have two more 110 outlets. And then this is kind of like all of your lighting system all right here. So porch light, exterior front accent light, dinette, cabinet, main. The bedroom lights you can turn on here, and you can also turn them on in the bedroom. So it might be something where you turn them on when you're in the living room, and then once you're in bed and ready to go to bed, there is another switch that you can turn them off when you are in bed. So don't worry about that. And then on this wall is going to be where the kitchen accent light is, and that is going to be right there underneath the cabinetry. So the floor, this is another great option, or another great part of Intech Sol Horizon is that they use marine grade flooring. It is super easy to sweep up, just super easy to clean. You can literally just like mop it out. So we're actually really thrilled with this marine grade flooring in here. Okay, now to the kitchen area. We actually really like the kitchen area. It works really well. So first of all, I'll remove this because this is something that we've bought. This is like a drying rack that looks marble, and underneath is obviously going to be where the 2-burner stove is. We just like having the extra counter space and kind of having it all blend in. I'll leave a link to this in the description, but it protects that glass. And then the 2-burner stove, just lift up, obviously. Show you how to do that, and then be sure that you pick this up and then put it down. You do not want to have this in the up position and try to force it back down, because that's not going to be good at all. You do need to lift it up and then put it down. You can see the backsplash, again, part of that like modern look. We like the backsplash a lot, just those silver hexagon tiles, like the marble countertop as well. Do have a big window here, which is always nice. It's nice to be, when you're at the sink, to be able to look out. This is one of the windows that opens. It opens up pretty big, so we like that. Also has those shades that are privacy or blackout, and you can see the accent lighting above. The farmhouse sink was one of the big selling points as well. You know, a lot of RV sinks are small. This farmhouse style sink is really big and just awesome. So you can put all kinds of stuff in there. I added on this like sponge holder. I also get these kind of, I don't know what they're called, like protection pads at Dollar Tree, just so that the stainless steel doesn't get scratched up too much. And then it does come with this rolling cover. We use this a lot as well. And this is just really nice because it extends the usable surface space. I honestly use this at night, kind of like as a nightstand, and put some stuff here as well. You can also just keep it like halfway rolled so that you can utilize the sink over here but still have some space. Now this faucet, love this as well because it comes out. It has 2 different settings that you can use, which is great. Also, it's nice that you can like zoom this over and fill up a water pitcher. So it's nice that it's high neck. And we just put like our storage stuff back here. I've got one of these little containers to be putting like odds and ends in. Got some hand soap. Everybody does it differently, but this is what we use. And then obviously there's kind of like this glass panel that's going to protect the TV that is on the other side. So for the drawers, there are going to be 4 drawers over here. This one is going to be one of the more narrow drawers. This is where we keep the utensils and, you know, fire starter and all of that good stuff. I bought these little storage things in there. Again, that's in a video I've done before, so I'll put that down below. And then this is going to be a little bit of a deeper storage. This is where we personally put the cups and the plates, bowls, mugs, all kinds of things. And then these 2 I think are the same size. You'll have to refer to my dimensions list. This is the one where I put like cutting boards, the pots and pans, kind of all kinds of other accessories. I did put in these drawer liners just so that the drawer doesn't get messed up too much. And then this is going to be a little bit of a bigger drawer down here. Right now we just have some catch-all stuff, but we have used this for like shoes or clothing in the past. So these are really great. They actually hold quite a lot of stuff in there. And then I will show you underneath the sink. This is a space that we're actually quite thrilled about because it is so big and you can configure it in a lot of different ways. This is where we have the trash can the trailer trash. And it fits in really nice, this size of a trash can. Again, I'll put this in the description below because there is a water pipe right there, so you don't have as much storage. But on this side, we have put in 2 milk crates. You could put in your own like drawers. Actually, we put in this styrofoam to protect the water lines in the back, just so that they're not hit by anything while we're going down the road. And it's quite a big space. You could put in like pull-out drawers if you wanted to, whatever it is that you like to do. We like to put in the milk crates because we put shoes, some extra clothing storage in there, cleaning supplies, all kinds of stuff. It's a great big space, in all honesty. So the cabinets above the sink, I'll open up both of those. Pretty good storage for food. I mean, they're a little short, so you can't get a lot of stuff, you know, huge stuff up there. What we have found is that we like using these storage containers. Again, these are the same ones that we use in the living room to kind of keep some of the small stuff in there. After a travel day, I did open up these cabinets after traveling, and a sweet potato came flying out and hit the glass burner stove cover, which was not good. So from that point on, we've had some storage containers just to keep the small stuff. The boxes fit well in there. Just an FYI, just like with any RV, after a travel day, you really do need to open these up with a little bit of care and a little bit of just doing it slowly to see if anything is going to fall out underneath you. It's not, you do also have to keep in mind that these hinges are going to take up a little bit of room, so you don't have all the way to the sides to be putting a lot of big stuff. So beside the under the sink cabinets, this is your propane gas alarm. This is necessary to alert you to problems, but there also have been problems with opening this door, and if you open it too hard, it hits that alarm and causes a noise that it's very loud to be going off, that alarm. So what we did is we added this little bumper above, so we still get the protection of the alarm, but then without setting the alarm accidentally off all the time by opening up that door. Also, over here, you're going to have another drawer. Pull that out. This is a drawer that we use. We put toiletries in here. Works really well. Holds plenty of stuff. And then come up into the bedroom. So this is actually a true queen size bed. It's not an RV queen. True queen size bed. I will just say right now that I love the quick zip sheets that I am sitting on. These are the ones that you can zip up around the sides. Game changer in a Horizon. I'm gonna be so bold as to say, if you have a Sol Horizon, you need zippered sheets, because trying to make this bed with the walls all around is super hard, y'all. It really is. So let me move these storage baskets, but this is what I use for clothing. I love these fluffy rope baskets. Again, these are Target. I'll put a link below. I put my clothing in here. It just makes it easier to access, and I just kind of like put it on the dinette or put it on the bed during the day. I also have a smaller one, and that's where I put all of my kind of bedside stuff that I need, rather than trying to put it on these tables on either side. So over here you do have the TV. This TV does swivel out so that you can see it from the dinette area. Underneath is where you're going to have a MaxxAir Fan control. So just by pushing that button, it'll immediately come on and open. And I mean, it's just super easy. Fan off, then you could just have the vent open or the vent closed. And over here is where you're going to have your heater and your refrigerator, air conditioning controls. Again, super easy right there. Above the TV, you're going to have this analog clock. You have 2 speakers as well. You're going to have another storage shelf. This is going to be smaller than the ones in the dinette, just to put it in perspective, but it gives you obviously extra storage while you're over here. And there's one on the opposite side of the bed as well. So then we have the cabinetry above. So these are 3 individual shelves, so to speak. They're all going to be the same size, so I won't open that other one. They do curve, so it's a bit of a challenge trying to find stuff that is going to easily fit in here. It's not that you can't, it's just you can't stack it high. So like for a point of reference, I've got my purse in here, and that's about all that's going to fit on that one side. Generally, we like to put some shoes that we don't use all the time over here. I like to put linens over here and kind of just smush them in that way. Obviously clothing or whatever it is that you want to put in there. Just a little bit frustrating the way that it's curved, that you can't like stack t-shirts or shirts as easily in there. So you have a nice large window. We have taken off the blinds that are usually here. They broke, in all honesty. We can replace them, but what I have liked doing is having a blackout curtain here that I made. I have a video for that, and I can put that in the description as well. So we currently have that off right now, but it's just really nice to have a window to look at when you are in bed. So on the foot of the bed, you do have this little table right here, and you also have another one of these 2-way lights that's going to be right there. I do have to say, as a user, I wish there was a USB outlet over here. It would be nice to be able to put a fan or to charge your phone down here, and there is no electric or USB. So that's an opportunity for improvement for Intech. At the foot of the bed, you're going to have another one of these tables. You're also going to have another one of these 2-way lights. Underneath this table is going to be 2 USB ports. And then you're also going to have 2 110 outlets. This is going to be where that extra bedroom light control is. So you can turn them off and turn them on from in here. And that's just really nice to have that so you don't have to get up. I will just say I don't enjoy having this table here because the person that's sleeping there is like right by the pillow. There's also a lot going on over here. If you are switching out the mattress for the Horizon, you've got to be really concerned about how deep the mattress is, because you do have this electrical outlet box there. So you can only go 8 inches total. And that includes any mattress underlayment that you might have as well as the mattress. And we do cover that in some other videos. This is going to be where another one of your windows is. This is your emergency exit. So you open up this one by pulling that up, pushing it out, and it kind of just connects like that. Again, you have those shades that are privacy and blackout. And then again, above you have one of those storage shelves that's just a little bit smaller than the ones in the dinette area. We have an extra blanket up there, and then in this basket is where we keep the TV remote controls over there. And then over here on this side of the bathroom wall, if you need to hang up any clothing, this is where you're going to do it. It's a hanger thing, and this comes down, you pop that out, and you can hang stuff there. We've never used that. I'm not sure. You can't really have anything hanging while somebody's sleeping under it. So it's interesting. There's not a lot of dedicated clothing space per se in a Horizon. You don't have like a closet. So I guess this is kind of like, if you need to hang something, this is your solution right there. We do have a MaxxAir Fan, which I've got to admit, like that a lot, and it is easy push button. Just push that on and it does its thing on its own. It honestly really does bring a lot of ventilation and cool air into the RV. So the bathroom is a wet bath, which both of us said we would never do. But when we saw the Intech Sol Horizon wet bath, we're like, okay, that works, because they're about 25% larger than the industry standard for wet baths, and having that extra room really does make a difference. I love the fact that, again, there's kind of like a marine grade to a lot of stuff in Intech, and this is like a really sealed door. So I like that it's completely sealed and no openings. Open that up. So for reference, I am 5'3". I'm standing inside. You can see like elbow room. I have plenty of room to maneuver around. I can obviously reach way up. I mean, there's just a lot of space in here. My husband is 6 foot and he can fit in here fine as well. All right, so the wet bath does have plenty of room to move around. There is a porcelain toilet. It does come with the storage system that is on the wall, which we have found is pretty good for putting like your toothbrushes and soaps and shampoos. It works really well. You've got 2 hooks on either side of that. Again, we've found that putting our towels there, it works pretty good. There is a toilet paper cover, and you put that down when you are taking your shower. Keeps everything dry inside there. There is another ventilation fan, so that kind of gets that moisture out while you are showering. It also does have lights around it, which is really nice. It's actually inside the wet bath is pretty lit up. It's not dark. And you do have like the mirror that is on the door. So it feels spacious in there. It honestly really does. Plus it's just a larger wet bath than most. Then you do have the shower with the handheld shower head. We find that it's easier to hold that shower head and take the shower than trying to keep it up there and using it, because then the opposite wall with all your storage gets pretty wet. We've added in 1 extra hook to hold some sponges for using in the bath, but other than that, we haven't added too much. There is a soap holder as well. And that's pretty much it. It honestly works really well. As far as the hot water, in our previous RV, I would try to use as little hot water as possible. It always ran out pretty easily. In the Sol Horizon, I do the same exact way for showering, and I have yet to run out of hot water. And that is utilizing the faucet where you can like turn off the faucet head when you're lathering up, so to speak, or washing your hair, and then turning it back on to rinse.